You know, I never thought coming home early from a trip would turn into this wild mess. But there I was, pulling into my quiet Seattle suburb under one of those crisp, post-rain skies that make everything feel a bit too real, too sharp. And bam, my truck camper, the Odyssey, is sitting crooked in the driveway, door pried open like someone had a beef with it. And who's standing there, bold as brass, stuffing bags into it? Lisa Hargrove, our HOA queen bee, yelling orders at her poor husband Gary, who's shrinking like he's trying to disappear into his flannel shirt, while their kid Jake, 19 and all awkward guilt, hovers on the edge looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. She spots me, points like I'm the criminal, and screeches, "It's a rental! He's stealing it! Call the cops!" Before dialing 911 with that practiced flick, like emergencies are her personal concierge service. Man, my gut twisted. This wasn't just some mix-up. Lisa had been gunning for me ever since I moved in. What with my job keeping me on the road as an FBI agent, leaving the Odyssey parked a tad longer than her precious bylaws allowed. And yeah, maybe I skipped a few HOA meetings because honestly, who has time for debates over mailbox colors when you're chasing real crooks? But her beef ran deeper. She saw me as the outsider messing with her little fiefdom, the guy who didn't bow to her rules. And I guess she figured towing my rig while I was away would teach me a lesson, solidify her power in the neighborhood where she'd clawed her way to president by outshouting everyone else. I kept cool, hands up, as two squad cars rolled in slow. Sergeant Ellis in the lead, jaw set like he already had me pegged as guilty, ignoring my neighbor Mike leaning over the fence, waving papers and yelling, "Hey, Alex lives here. That's his camper. He's got the permit." Ellis just barks, "Hands where I can see 'em. Step back." While his rookie partner, Officer Ruiz, hangs back, eyes darting like he's piecing together the weirdness. I pointed out the fresh pry marks on the door, gray steel gleaming where someone forced it, and said calm, "Look, that's not from me. That's tampering." Then reached slow for the fob relay in the cup holder, explaining how these gadgets steal signals to fool the lock, and tilted the dash so the jiggler stuck in the ignition caught the light, worn smooth from being jammed in. Ellis wasn't buying it at first. He favored Lisa's story, the loud one, the one that fit his quick-sorting world of good guys and bad. But then Jake cracked, shoulders slumping as I softened my voice and asked, "Kid, you okay? Just tell me what went down. You're safe here." He blurts out, voice shaky, "Mom wanted to make a point. Said if we took it, you'd learn about the rules, that it was rented anyway. Some perfect target to show the neighborhood who cares." Lisa snaps, "He's bullying us. Look, he's armed." But the air shifted when I pulled my badge, FBI Special Agent Alex Thompson, and let it hang there. No drama, just fact, freezing Ellis mid-reach for cuffs as the crowd murmured, and phones came out. That's when things escalated. A tow truck rumbles up, HOA logo slapped on the side, driver acting all official with paperwork that screamed forged, hooking the Odyssey before Ruiz could stop him. Lisa smirks like she's won, clapping sharp. Finally, community safety. But I step in, palms out. Private driveway. Unhook it now, that's not valid. Arguing the HOA can't override property rights without a court nod. The winch whines, the camper rolls an inch, and we let it go just far enough to tail it. My partners, Reyes and Sloan, pinging the GPS decoy we'd rigged for ops like this, whispering, "Your call, Alex. We can track 'em." The truck snakes through back roads to this dingy storage yard under an overpass, reeking of oil and forgotten junk, packed with stripped rigs and shady corners. State troopers swoop in quiet, megaphones barking, flushing out a hoodie guy bolting with a duffel of cloned fobs. He slips on oil, duffel rips, keys scatter like confetti, and I pin him gentle, knee to shoulder. "Don't move, you're done," as he wheezes. "Wasn't my idea. The lady said HOA covered it. Make sure it goes south." We cleared the yard like a well-oiled machine, troopers cuffing the driver, the greasy owner spouting lies about just reselling parts. But the real gold was inside. Tamper logs from the Odyssey matching the relay's signature. A burner phone with Lisa's voicemail rasping, "Handle the fines later. Just get it gone." And a stack of HOA memos with her handwriting, listing neighborhood vehicles like a hit list. Back home, word rippled through the blinds as Lisa's face crumpled from smug to scarlet. She got booked for conspiracy, false 911, auto theft ties. Out on bond by nightfall, but Gary and Jake turned witnesses, the kid especially, treated soft, 'cause he spilled honest under pressure. The HOA emergency meeting the next week? tense as hell. Lisa at the head like she still owned the room, hands trembling as we projected the cam clip of her by the Odyssey, pointing furious. Then her voicemail echoing, "Make sure it goes south." Gary stands shaky. "I signed the tow paper. She said it was routine. I'm sorry, son." And Jake adds wet-eyed, "I helped, but it was a lie. He lives here." Murmurs rise. A vote surges like a wave. Hands up, gavel down. Lisa ousted per bylaws for weaponizing emergencies, her rigid back retreating as the room exhaled. But it didn't end there. Digging deeper, I felt that quiet ache, knowing without the badge and logs, her noise might have buried me. We traced gaps in yard footage, forged signatures pinging to burners, even linked her to a shady security firm she'd hired for extra patrols, invoices showing night walks that matched tamper times, interviews peeled layers, neighbor Sarah whispering over lemon-scented tea, saw her hand Jake an envelope, looked like cash, after pacing on the porch, ranting about needing action. Gary in the precinct, bewildered. She said she had authority. I trusted her, but that look in her eye, like fixing something unbroken. Jake called late one night, voice thin. "Agent Thompson, I'm sorry. Got Dad involved. Mom made it sound right, like any means for a clean neighborhood, but I felt like a mistake." I told him gentle, "You're not. You came clean." Truth quiets the noise faster than hiding. The final raid hit at dusk, warrants in hand. We knock. Lisa opens sharp-eyed. "You have papers?" But Gary steps up soft, hands on her shoulders. "Karen, just cooperate." Her face flickering betrayal as we find the relay kit in a box labeled community event, receipt tying it straight to her HOA card. Watching her deflate, protesting, "I acted for safety." While troopers bag evidence, I saw the arrogance crack, the self-righteous kind born from years of out-yelling folks to grab power, thinking rules were her ladder, not a shared contract. The yard shuttered, owner jailed for theft strings. Ellis got suspended, later apologizing thin. "You changed how I see things. I'll do better." His stride less cocky. Months on, the Odyssey sits straight with a beefed lock, neighborhood quieter. New bylaws demand 2 approvals for tows, public logs to curb solo verdicts. Jake messaged, "Got a mechanic gig, learning honest work. Thanks for saying I did right when it mattered." Relief hit, but so did that ache. Loudness almost won, eroding trust like erosion on a hill, but evidence held, patient as timestamps. Yet here's the rub that still nags me. In a world where noise grabs traction, do facts always cut through? Or do some folks cling to the loud because it feels safer than questioning? I sleep better knowing we balance the ledger. But communities mend slow, habits die hard. What about you? Ever dealt with a HOA bully or a neighbor's power trip? Drop a comment. Was Lisa just protecting her turf? Or straight up abusing it? Share your stories. Let's chat about where noise ends and justice kicks in. Hit like if evidence beats bluster every time, and subscribe for more real talk tales from the trenches.